is up, everybody? This is Brendan with Drum with BPM, and today I want to walk you through a beginner's exercise to help you master every accent pattern in 16th notes. So one of the fundamental skills that you have to learn when learning how to drum is how to stop the stick, right? How to play accents and how to play taps, right? How to have at least two different levels, two different sounds. Obviously, you can't just play all the time. You can't play one rhythm all the time, and you also can't play one volume all the time. Sounds super boring. Nobody plays like that. So you have to learn how to stop the stick. Right? You can do some accent tap exercises like this. I have tons of accent tap exercises. If you look back at my other videos, please check those out. They're super fundamental. But the next level, once you kind of have an idea of how to stop the stick, you don't want to necessarily play with one hand all the time. There's tons of reasons to focus on one hand at a time, especially when you're a beginner. So don't skip that step. Make sure you actually spend the time to really get your right hand, really get your left hand accurate in stopping the stick, making your hands feel the same, all that good stuff. But once you get a little bit tired of that, or you're just ready to combine your hands, you're going to want to move to this kind of exercise. All right, and this is actually a grid exercise, which means you're going to isolate every single note in the rhythm that you're playing. Very popular exercise. There's tons of variations you can do with it, but we're going to work on a really basic 16th note grid exercise. All right. So how this exercise works is you're going to start with an accent on every downbeat. So if we're playing something like this, there's a little 8th note subdivision here, you would start off with the accents on 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it would sound like this. Ready, go. Right? So that's the first variation. But because we already talked about we don't want to just isolate it, we're going to play 16th notes. So here's how that would sound like as 16th notes. 1, 2, ready, go. Cool? Pretty straightforward, right? Not much harder than, right? Pretty basic accent tap pattern. We're just filling in the E's and the U's with our left hand. All right? Very good. All right, now the next pattern is we're going to take the same exact idea, now isolate the next note, which is the E in 16th notes, and we're going to accent that with the left hand. 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, and then we go to the next bar. All right? So let's try that. Let's add that on. And again, we're staying in 16th notes. So here it goes. And 1, and 2, and 1, 2, here we go. Alright? So all of a sudden, now you need to understand downbeats. And this is where your left foot, your right foot, whatever you want to do to keep time, obviously playing with a metronome is super important, but keeping that left foot for, keeping that left foot perfectly on downbeats, because you need to know where beat 1 is. Now, if you follow the accent, you're going to get lost. And it's a really common mistake with early drummers beginning, is you're gonna shift your foot to want to play with the accents, right? It's going to feel a little bit more normal to play with that, but you have to fight through that and understand that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and it, 2 E and it, 3 E and it, 4 E and it, 1. And this is your guide, all right? So don't rush through this. It's super important. You're going to master this through this exercise. All right. Now the next one, you probably guessed it, we're going to move to the third partial of the 16th note, and we're going to accent only that. So let's try that. Let's add that on. Here we go. And 1, 2, and 1, 2, here we go. Very good. All right, let's try that again. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, E, 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 and. Very good. So it becomes really important super quickly to master those downbeats with your left foot, or if you're marking time, whatever you're doing, make sure you have that internal sense, that internal pulse, so that you control the tempo and these accents pop up whenever you want them to. Don't let the accents affect you. You control where they go. Very good. And the last one, you guessed it, we're going to accent just the last partial of the 16th note, and that's the uhs. So let's just add that one on. Here we go. Here we go. And 1, and 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, E, 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 and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you loop it. And that's the whole exercise. So super straightforward, but it takes a lot of practice, and especially if you're learning how to accent and still working on that control, right? That's going to take a lot of work. So you're mastering a couple different skills here. You're mastering rhythms, you're mastering your understanding of 16th notes, you're mastering accent patterns, and you can play all sorts of different heights here. It doesn't have to be as high as you can play, right? So that's another way. You can master different heights and dynamics and volumes and understand your hands even better. So there's a million things you can work on in this simple exercise. But if you've already got that kind of concept mastered and you want to move on, what we can do is we can turn this into the total grid exercise, which means we shorten it. So we play the first 4 bars and then we shorten it. We only play 2 beats of accent, and then move to the next accent, and then move to the next accent, and then move to the next accent, and then you move to just 1 beat, then go to the next accent, then go to the next accent. So let's go through that here. So in order to grid this properly, we play 4 bars, like we had before. Here we go. Let's do that. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, E. Alright, so we play that same as we ever did, and then we go to 2 beats. And let's talk about how that goes. So we go 1 E and a 2 E and a E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And we're going to do that twice through. Okay? So, really straightforward. Let's play just the second part of this exercise. Here we go. They call this the 2s because it's 2 beats. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 and a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, E and a 1 and 2 and 3, a 4, a 1. Cool? Make sense? Alright, now we go to the 1s, which means we have 1 beat, 1 accent, then we go to the next beat, we play the next accent, then the 3rd beat, the 3rd accent, the 4th beat, the 4 accent. So, and the way that that sounds is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Right? So, it moves very quick. And you play that twice as well. Let's play that. And just the 1s. And 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. And that's the whole exercise. All right, let's put that all together. The music's down there, obviously. Let's dive in. 1, and 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, 2, 3 E and 1 and 2 and 3, a 4, a 1, 2, 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3, a 4, a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 a 1. And that's the whole exercise. That's how you grid, that's how you really master accent patterns, and that's really how you have a strong understanding of downbeats. When that roving accent, when that accent moves between each partial of the 16th note, your understanding of the downbeat is super important. So make sure you pick a tempo that you can control. If you're still working on stopping the stick, then make sure you play a little bit slower. I was playing at 90 beats per minute. If you need to play at 60 beats per minute, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a, right? Do that. If you need to count while you're doing it, count while you're doing it. That helps you make sure you understand the rhythm that you're playing. Only when you get to a point where you know 16th notes in your head and you know where the downbeat is, do you need to stop counting. And even then, you're kind of always counting in your brain. You know where you are, you just don't need to say it out loud. Obviously, the ones is the hardest part. It goes really fast, it changes accent quickly, so you need to be ready for those accents. You need to be ready for where they're going, and you have to have a really strong understanding of the downbeats. Again, so don't rush tempos. This is not an exercise that's meant to burn. This is not an exercise that you're meant to push tempo. You can. It's great when you get to go. But that's not the point. There are tons of different exercises to help you build chops. This is not one of them. This is a understand how to stop the stick. This is an understand the downbeats. This is help you understand 16th notes, help your brain think faster, all sorts of different things. Chops is not this one. So don't force the issue on tempo. It's more important that you play this slow, accurate, and understand where the accents are than playing fast. Cool? Alright, so let me know how this exercise goes for you. Let me know what troubles you run into. Let me know if you have other exercises like this that have been helpful. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.